common scenario that we encounter is clients call in and say that the site was slow, and the network team will blame the app team will blame the network, and they just point fingers at each other without much resolution. With Avi, it's a pretty simple problem to triage this issue. So when we drill into the Avi UI, we can take a look at the offending virtual service. And the default view of Avi is not bits and bytes or packets per second, it's the end user experience. And what we're showing is that at any given point in time, how long is it taking for the clients to connect to Avi? How long is it taking the server to pick up that connection? How long does it take the server to generate the content? And how long does it take to transfer the content? So at that point in time, it's 135 milliseconds for that piece of content to be delivered. And if the client says the site was slow 2 hours ago, we can see there was definitely a big spike in time. And that spike is orange, which is the application response time bumped up to about 71 milliseconds from 35. So we can see there's a big increase in the time there. So our triaging is pretty straightforward. What color is it? That's where the problem exists. We can take this a step further though and drill into the logs to understand a bit more about what's actually happening. So we're showing right now the last 6 hours and what we consider to be significant logs or errors. There's about 10,000 of these in this time period. We can see a little bit more about who the clients are, what they're doing, and what the issues might be. But let's just take this a step further. We'll go into the significance and look at the top significant events we have. HTTP servers are taking longer than expected, so we can filter down for that, and we can see a little bit more about what's happening in these scenarios. So in this case, it's saying the HTTP server is taking longer, and it's taking about 97 milliseconds. So we're going to filter for anything over, I actually bumped it up to about 100 milliseconds. And we can see with this filter now, we're seeing a nice correlation with the errors that we're seeing on this page versus what we saw on the last page. And we can see a little bit more about who the clients are, what their interaction with the site might be, where they're coming from, etc. Or in this case, since this is a slow app response time, we'll take a look at the server IP addresses and we can see which servers are sending out these slow responses. So we see that there's a slow response, that the clients are correct about that, and it's coming from the application servers, but more specifically, it's coming from this one application server. So it's very easy for the networking team to take this information, export it, and send it over to the app team and say, go fix the issue.